Friday morning. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. was confirmed as the Secretary of Health yesterday. See what responsibilities he now has.
An Igloo is recalling certain models of coolers. Find out the strange reason why.
And the 90th Student Art Show starts today. Get the coffee ready and open up those eyes because you're waking up with Cardinal weather.
From Ball State Unified Media, you're waking up with Cardinal weather, live from the Ball State Weather Center.
Good Friday morning to you. You're waking up with Cardinal weather. I'm Demar Robinson.
And I'm Jackson White.
The Senate confirmed Robert F. Kennedy Jr. as the Secretary of Health and Human Services on Thursday. Kennedy will now be in charge of several key federal health agencies, including the Food and Drug Administration and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
On this vote, the yeas are 52, the nays are 48. The confirmation is confirmed. Just number 4? Yeah, but just number 4. Under the previous order, the motion to reconsider is considered made and laid upon the table, and the President will be immediately notified of the Senate's action.
Former Majority Leader Mitch McConnell was the only Republican who voted against Kennedy.
Another federal judge has blocked President Donald Trump's executive order seeking to end birthright citizenship. Thursday, U.S. District Judge Leo Sorkin in Boston issued a preliminary injunction saying Trump's order was unconstitutional. Spoken wrote, quote, "The Constitution confers birthright citizenship broadly, and including to persons with the categories described in the executive order." Sorkin said his ruling would remain in effect unless it is lifted by higher court. Federal judges in New Hampshire, Washington State, and Maryland have also previously issued preliminary injunctions against the executive order. The Trump administration is likely to appeal Thursday's ruling.
The State Department isn't buying electric vehicles right now. The potential purchase was originally planned under a procurement list for 2025, which included $400 million for armored Tesla vehicles. But the plan through scrutiny and potential conflict of interest concerns given Tesla CEO Elon Musk's major role in the Trump administration. The plan also goes against President Trump's executive order rolling back the mandate to get more electric vehicles on the roads. The State Department spokesperson says no government contracts have been awarded to any Tesla or any other vehicle manufacturers to produce armored electric vehicles. In December, the Biden administration asked the State Department to explore interest from private companies in producing armored electric vehicles. And now here is Megan with our local weather.
So our current temperatures here in Muncie, it's about 11 degrees here in Muncie, 13 in Indianapolis. Pretty cold temperatures overall right now. So our current temperatures are pretty cold, and go looking into our radar temperatures, we can see pretty clear skies, but we can see some snow forming off to the west. Out the door this morning, it is, like I said, it's pretty cold with our temperatures at around 9-10 degrees, and it's going to be warming up to around 30 today later in the afternoon, with our temperatures dropping into the overnight. And what we are tracking this week, freezing rain and snow mix on Saturday, with more snow on early Sunday morning, with our highest chances of snowfall on Sunday morning. And going into next week, it's going to be pretty much below freezing for the entire week. Cold temperatures are in the forecast.
Coming up, find out why Igloo is banning certain models of coolers.
And that's after your weather now.
Welcome back. Igloo is recalling more than 1 million coolers due to risk of finger injuries. The company has received a dozen of reports of injuries, including fingertip amputations, bone fractures, and lacerations. The recall includes 90-quart flip-and-toe rolling coolers, priced between $80 and $140. The coolers were sold from 2019 through last month. They were sold at Costco, Target, Academy Sports, Dick's Sporting Goods, Amazon, and Igloo's official website. You can look up the models being recalled on the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission's website. Owners are urged and advised to stop using them immediately and contact Igloo for a free replacement handle.
According to a new study, blood testing of large animal veterinarians suggests bird flu may be spreading more widely than testing is currently capturing. Testing found some vets were exposed to bird flu even though they did not treat animals known to be infected. The new study is one of 2 on bird flu that were delayed after the Trump administration issued a pause on outside communications from federal health agencies last month. The other study still hasn't been released. It reportedly details transmission between cats infected with bird flu and people in the same household. Since March 2024, there have been 68 confirmed H5N1 infections in humans. All but 3 have had known exposures to animals.
2 pilots were rescued from the water after a Navy jet crashed into the San Diego Bay on Wednesday. The pilots were rescued from the water after a Navy jet crashed in the San Diego Bay Wednesday. The pilots ejected before the plane crashed into the water off of Shelter Island. The Coast Guard says the 2 were in the water for only a minute or 2 before a crew in a fishing boat picked them up. They were taken to a nearby hospital and are in stable condition. There is no word yet on what caused the crash. And now here is Ella with national weather. It is getting pretty cold around areas, so we're kind of...
It's safe to say it's a little cold around here, to say the least.
Yep. Ella?
Thank you. Let's look at some of those current temperatures across our country right now. 21 degrees in Kansas City, 21 in Denver as well, 56 over in Las Vegas, and 33 degrees up in Seattle. We do have temperatures rising as we go throughout the day with highs in Kansas City, 36 degrees, 61 in Las Vegas, and 50 degrees down in Dallas and Fort Worth. We are in the 30s over here in the Midwest region. We have quite a few watches and warnings going all around right now as we have several storm systems moving throughout the country. Let's take a look over here in the West Coast. These are all winter weather advisories and winter weather watches. There are quite a few storms moving throughout the West Coast and in the mountainous areas. Up here by the Great Lakes region, there is another winter weather advisory with a hefty snowstorm that is going to be moving through there throughout the weekend. And then up in the East Coast, we do have some more winter weather watches. And up here, this tan is actually a wind advisory, so severe wind gusts are going to be affecting the northeastern coast of our country for this weekend. And this is the main story that I want to talk about, this big green area. This is a flood watch, a flood warning, and this is going to be caused from storms a big storm system that is going to be forming in Texas and moving throughout there. You can see these storm systems is what is causing the winter weather watches and advisories over in the West Coast. But then if you take a look down here in Dallas, this storm system starts in the lower Texas, and then it's going to move through Louisiana. And you can see as this plays out, it's going to start in these storm systems as this cold front moves through. The storms are just going to start forming and becoming quite severe. You can see this line of storms is going to be affecting them, and you can see that move off to the East Coast. But with this, there is potential for severe weather. We do have an enhanced risk down here in Louisiana and Mississippi and lower Arkansas, and that could cause, that's going to cause the flooding, and there is potential for tornadoes. It is at a 10% enhanced risk for that. So you can see these, the thunderstorm warnings are going to be caused from small showers and storms that are going to be popping up throughout our region down south. So what do you guys think about these tornadoes that could possibly be happening down south?
I'm a little scared, not gonna
Yeah.
lie. Never, of course, the greatest thing is
Yeah,
make
we
sure
do
everyone
have
is
some
safe.
snow coming in too, so.
Yeah, and then we have freezing rain on the road
Yeah.
as well.
What else don't we have?
No, literally.
Thank you, Ella.
Thank you.
Coming up, the 90th annual Student Art Show starts today. Find out how it impacts students and the community.
And that's after your weather now.
Welcome back, and you're looking at the new Performing Arts Center. My name is Daniel Huber, and this is your campus coverage. At the Ned and Gloria Greiner Art Gallery, students are getting ready for the 90th annual Juror Student Art Show. The exhibition will display a variety of student art pieces showcasing technical skills and different stories. I went to meet a couple of the artists to learn more about their installations.
Just outside the entrance of the museum, you are greeted with a giant ceramic arch created by fourth-year ceramics and art education student Hannah Cushing.
Originally, when starting, I just wanted to make something extremely playful. I wanted to make something large scale, and I wanted to make a statement too. So I was like, it would be really cool if people could interact with this and like maybe eventually be able to walk under it.
Cushing used her experience in architecture to design the arch. She wanted to do a project that was technically challenging. The handmade primary colored structure is self-standing and reinforced with silicone out of safety.
I want people to see that like the School of Art is here and like we're thriving and the students are incredible at art and people need to see it, and this is a program that needs to be supported.
Past the arch and into the gallery, you are greeted by multiple student works ranging in mediums, from paintings to pastels to prints to multimedia. One installation is by junior animation major Grace Gallagher, a series of vignettes made with charcoal and ink to tell a story about shame.
It starts at a young age, you know, we get put in timeout, we get punished, and then like later down the line, those kind of things can just influence how we view life. Sometimes we're just fighting the shame in a bunch of different ways. But ultimately, I still feel like we all find our way to, you know, accept this shame within us.
Gallagher says she wants her piece to encourage people to ask questions about themselves and their own experiences with shame.
Art is everything that like humans are meant to do, in all honesty. I think it's our best way of communicating who we are and what we want to say.
Opens today, and the opening reception is on February 22nd from 6 to 8 p.m. The exhibition is free for everyone and will run till March 15th.
Over the past few years, artificial intelligence has been rapidly expanding. AI has found itself within new industries, universities being no exception. Newsleak Indiana's Peyton Mucker has the story.
Hey Siri, artificial intelligence has been in our lives for longer than most of us can remember. AI is found at a wide variety of services. Ball State University urges students to embrace it rather than avoid it.
We are really trying to help guide students, faculty, staff in using AI tools in a smart and responsible way, making sure people don't upload information that's proprietary or has some sort of data that really shouldn't be out in the cloud.
The stigma regarding AI is often met with negativity. However, many believe AI is something that will push the mind farther and assist in education. In partnership with Google's Gemini and other AI services, Smith is advising that all students and staff accept AI into the learning space in a responsible and ethical way.
There are certainly things that AI can do that will make all of our lives more efficient. There's things AI can do to make learning more efficient, to make teaching more efficient, to make running the university more efficient. We don't know what all of those are yet, and that's fine.
There's also a new Ball State created AI tool called Cardinal DocuQuery. This tool permits uploading files, links, or helping assist with coding. The website will come up with a response with the information you are wanting to know out of the material. Ball State University states, "We're here to support you every step of the way, ensuring you feel confident and informed as you explore AI's potential." Smith also notes that students and staff have more to learn about the capabilities of artificial intelligence.
It's still early days, but that's what I'm excited about is what are the tools that we can create that will let you be more efficient in how you are a student.
Ball State has training sessions that you are able to attend to learn about the rapidly approaching future. The results of AI are here and can give us the extra push we've needed. In Muncie, Peyton Mucker, NewsLink, Indiana.
For more information regarding artificial intelligence, visit the Ball State University website and search for AI insensitives.
And now here is another look at weather with Megan.
So currently looking at our radar, we can see we have snow chances out and snow coming in from the west, but currently mostly clear skies here in our forecast area in here in Muncie, but this cloud cover will be increasing later in the day. Current temperatures here in Muncie is around 11 degrees here in Muncie right now, a bit colder up in Fort Wayne at 5 degrees, with temperatures a little bit warmer down in Indianapolis around 13 degrees. Our current wind chill is 11 degrees, so pretty much no wind right now, but those winds will be increasing later this afternoon around 10 miles per hour with gusts up to 20 miles per hour this afternoon. Our high for today is going to be 30 with partly cloudy skies, like I said, with increasing cloud cover. And here we see on precision track, we can see these clouds coming in the afternoon, slowly turning into snow in the overnight hours going into the evening and into Saturday morning. And Saturday morning, we're going to see this snow slowly turn into rain with some precipitation in the early mornings hours on Saturday, and this rain is going to continue all day Saturday going into Sunday night, where on Sunday night that rain is going to turn back into snow, and on Sunday night is where we're going to see our highest chances for snowfall. So like I said, Saturday night we're not going to get much snow. It's going to turn into rain pretty much early Saturday morning, but going into Sunday we can see that we're going to have that snow coming in up to potentially 2 inches of snow by Sunday morning. And so we can see for next week, our temperatures are going to be likely below average for the week. And we're going to see that reflected here in our 7-day forecast going into next week. On Monday, it is going to be particularly brutally cold. So we can see here we have that snow on Friday and Saturday, 90% chance on Saturday for snow and rain, continuing the Sunday morning. And on Monday, only a high of 14. Pretty windy on Monday too, which is going to cause us to have some potentially negative temperatures with our wind chill in the early morning on Monday. Going into Tuesday, we can see that we're going to have some light flurries, still brutally cold, 20 degrees. Going into Wednesday and Thursday as well, our temperatures are going to stay cold and continue to be cold.
Yeah, you mentioned this weekend is not going to look the best as far as
No.
weather and whatnot. Hopefully y'all can, like all mentioned, those can stay safe. But
I don't know, I'm not really personally looking forward to going to walk into class next week after seeing the forecast. So we'll see.
It's going to be slick and wet out there.
Thank you, Megan. Coming up, check out our breakdown of the NBA All-Star Weekend.
And that's after your weather now.
finale with sports. NBA All-Star Weekend is gearing up, and the first events take place tonight with the Celebrity Game starting at 7 o'clock and the Rising Stars Challenge starting at 9 o'clock. But the day most people will be watching for is Saturday. Saturday main events start off strong at 8 o'clock with the Kia Skills Challenge. This event has 4 teams: Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley representing Team Cavs, Zachary Rissache and Alex Starr representing Team Rooks, Team Spurs is represented by Chris Paul and Victor Wembanyama, and finally, Warriors is represented by Draymond Green and Moses Moody. Any predictions on who you think might win?
You know, give me Team Cavs here. Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley already have very well-meshing skill sets, and that's shown by being first in the Eastern Conference up to this point. And I think they're well-suited for any ball handling, dribbling, or passing that will come forward in this event. Give me Team Cavs all the way here.
I like Team Spurs in this one. If you look at Chris Paul, what he's doing at his age, it's all skill dependent. Obviously, Victor Wembanyama, you could argue, the most skilled player in the NBA as of right now. I think they're the most talented team in this contest. Give me Team Spurs.
The Starry three-point contest follows as there are 8 competitors, including Jalen Brunson, Kate Cunningham, Buddy Hield, Tyler Hero, Cam Johnson, Darius Garland, Norman Powell, and Damian Lillard, who is seeking his 3rd straight Starry three-point contest title. Do we think he can pull it off?
Yeah, I think Damian Lillard has a great chance to pull this three-peat off, but I like Tyler Hero in this one. I think the three-point contest is all mental, and I think he's in a great mental space, especially after getting his first NBA All-Star bid a couple weeks ago.
You mentioned the confidence. Norman Powell is having his best season of his career on all metrics, 43% from downtown before the All-Star break. Give me Norman Powell here, a bit of a dark horse contender, but I really think he can do it. And you mentioned the confidence. He's really got that going for him right now this season.
The final event taking place Saturday night is the AT&T Slam Dunk Contest, headlined by Mac McClung, who is also seeking his 3rd consecutive AT&T Slam Dunk Contest title. The other 3 competitors looking to dethrone McClung features 2 rookies in Matas Buzelis and Stephon Castle, as well as Andre Jackson Jr. from the Bucks. Is there any room for McClung to get upset in this contest?
Not a chance for me. Mac McClung has won back-to-back dunk contests for a reason. He's gotten multiple perfect scores in each dunk contest. He knows how to please the judges, knows how to win over the crowd, and he still has plenty of dunks left in that dunk arsenal. Give me Mac McClung all the way here for the three-peat.
I think the only person that stands a chance is Stephon Castle, in my opinion, and even then, I think the odds are against him, against the back-to-back slam dunk contest title champion in Mac McClung. Give me Mac McClung in this contest.
Sunday holds the crowd jewel of the weekend with the 74th annual NBA All-Star Game. A new format has been introduced this year with the 4-team bracket format. Shaq's OGs, Kenny's Young Stars, Chuck's Global Stars, and Candace's Rising Stars. The first game kicks off at 8 o'clock with Kenny's Young Stars facing Chuck's Global Stars. The winner of that matchup will go on to play the winner of the game between Candace's Rising Stars and Shaq's OGs for the All-Star Championship. What team do you think comes out on top to win the first championship of this new format?
You know what? Give me Chuck's Global Stars in this one. I think they have a perfect mix of veterans and, young superstars that will probably give a little bit more effort than the older players participating, as well as I think they're the most versatile and well-built team in this contest. I think Kenny's Young Stars are a little bit too young. Shaq's OGs are a little bit too old. And then obviously Candace's Rising Stars, talent-wise on paper, probably won't be able to compete with the other teams. So I like Chuck's Global Stars for this first team format in the NBA All-Star Game.
You know, great minds think alike here, because I was also thinking of Chuck's Global Stars here. That team composition he has with players who can really kill you on both ends of the floor, like Victor Wembanyama, Nikola Jokic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. They're both fundamentally sound on both ends of the floor, and they give fits to anyone coming up to them in this All-Star tournament. Give me Chuck's Global Stars, clearing it by a landslide.
I agree. Coming up, we've got your Breaking Down the Science. That's after your weather now.
now with the freezing temperatures coming up, freezing rain, let's see how that is a factor and how that works.
Yeah, let's see.
Here's Trey with Breaking Down the Science.
Thank you, DMR. This is Breaking Down the Science. Today, we're going to be talking about freezing rain. Now, freezing rain is rain that falls into a shallow layer of below freezing temperatures. As you can consult the graph, this is how it's made. So the clouds have enough precipitation to form snow, and as the snow falls, it falls into a big hot pocket of air, which is very high above the sky. Now this hot air melts the snow into rain, and as the rain falls, it falls into this thin, freezing air, and so it is able to become snow, but thankfully because of the thin air, it doesn't, and it becomes freezing rain, which will freeze on impact when it hits the ground. Now some of the conditions for freezing rain is that it has to be colder than 32 degrees so it can freeze, and there has to be dry, thin air for the snow to fall through and for the rain to fall through. Now the ground that it hits has to be below freezing surface, so it'll freeze on impact, and there has to be a lack of wind, so no big storms, no wind, and thankfully for us, there is a high of 27 with a low of 8, which is perfect for the freezing rain to form. And thankfully for us, the rain doesn't start until 10 p.m. So hopefully no one will be driving at that time. Now some tips for driving in the freezing rain is that you should probably leave before the freezing rain starts. And on top of that, you should salt your driveway. And thankfully some of the roads will be salted, will make it easier. And along with that, you should have more gas in your car so the gas warms up the ice underneath you, making it easier to drive. And with the extra gas, you should also go slow. Going slow on ice is very safe. Going fast on ice is very dangerous. Speaking of dangers, along with the freezing ice, it will freeze on power lines, which will cause them to bend or break, causing outages. And it will also freeze on trees, causing the trees to break, which will damage the wildlife. And on top of that, it will also freeze on roads and sidewalks, and it will cause black ice wherever there will be ground not salted. And on top of that, it will cause freezing rivers. Freezing rivers are when ice builds up in rivers and it blocks pipes and outages, and it will just flood the area. Now, thankfully, it's not as bad as it could get, and if it got any worse, it would become an ice storm. Ice storms form when there is 1/4 of an inch of ice accumulated on the ground, and it occurs mostly in the Midwest, which is where we are. Now, ice storms develop quietly overnight, and melting ice, once it's finished, leads to flooding in the areas, damaging wildlife and the forms around us. Now, thankfully, this is the end of my segment. Back to you at the desk.
Trey, and here is one final look at weather.
7-day, we're going to have snow chances tonight going into Saturday, with that snow turning into rain all day Saturday, turning back into snow Saturday night into Sunday with our highest chance of snow amounts totaling on Sunday morning. A cold start to next week with 14 degrees on Monday, and continuing to be cold into the rest of next week with highs in the 20s and upper teens.
Thank you, Megan. And that's all for Cardinal Weather this Friday morning. Thank you for joining us.
And we'll see you next week. Have a great rest of your Friday and a fantastic weekend.